Hello, I'm Greg. This is some stuff. I live in Greenville, South Carolina. I would not have been able to participate in the Pacific Northwest Vintage Computer Festival if it had happened in person. But I think this is a great idea to do it virtually, and so I'll show off some stuff. My wife, Catherine, is here to ask me some questions and keep it more interesting. And also...
You're interesting enough, Catherine.
Well,
the stuff is interesting. No, you might be interesting.
I might be interested. I've been collecting... Well, I've been collecting bits and pieces for quite a while, but for about a year and a half, I've been somewhat seriously collecting vintage computers and electronics and equipment, starting with Commodore 64, which was my first computer, in a sense, I think. Yeah. And even then, it was somewhat vintage. It was about 1991. It was a hand-me-down from my grandfather, who used it for genealogy. And moved on to either an Amiga or a 128, not sure, but...
So this one isn't the one your grandfather used?
No, I have no idea what happened to that. It is long gone. So this I bought in August last year. What year is it?
2020.
Okay, so it was a year and a half, so it was August 2018. So I got this and a breadboard C64 and a few others. So
how did you get them?
I got them in a lot of, a big batch of stuff off of Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, from someone in Charlotte who had bought them from somebody else in the same batch.
Did you drive all the way up to Charlotte for that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So, most of the stuff I've collected is interesting, but not particularly unique for this audience, for anybody who has been collecting. So, what I want to show off is this, which is the Colortone keyboard, and it came with this. I bought them together. I had never heard of this thing before, and I haven't researched it. I don't know exactly much about it, but I have the software for it, and I've used it very little. So I'm going to plug it in and turn it on and see what happens.
So wait, you haven't done this before?
I have used it, but it has two pieces of software to run it. And since I don't often have the disk drive hooked up because it's very large, and a lot of the disks, load times are slow, and a lot of the disks I have are copied. I got them in the same lot, and I don't think, other than this, I don't think I have any original C64 disks. They're all copied and cracked, which is... Oh, I don't need that. That's okay. Which is interesting, and I think it's more interesting now than I thought it was at first. But so I usually use the emulator, not the what is it? I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one that a lot of people uses an SD card.
You just make up a word. I wouldn't know the difference.
I know.
Your audience would know.
The SD2 IEC.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's what you were going to say. So I don't often use this, but this keyboard and this software will not work off an emulator. It's one of the few things I've seen that needs the disk. So I've got a 1571 disk drive here. So I'm going to put it in here and try it out, and we will see what happens. Now, I'm not using anything to speed this up. I have a final cartridge there, which this bypasses the slow loading routines. This little thing here that I'm not using.
Are we still waiting for something to happen?
No.
Okay. I didn't know what to expect.
It's okay.
Oh, you're typing.
I'm typing,
right,
yeah.
Old school.
Yeah, I gotta type.
Load. That says load.
It does.
Okay. I'm gonna zoom in.
Oh yeah, go ahead, zoom in. So this, I'm afraid to move this because my cable's a little dodgy.
No, you don't have to move it. I zoomed out.
Well, I need to move to type. So let's see. So this does not use the standard load asterisk. It needs to put in the specific program. So there's two components. One is a tuner. Ooh, type properly.
Load space
Tuner.
quotation marks tuner quotation marks.
And then a (8) for the disk drive number.
Searching for tuner loading. Oh, that's a good sign.
Yes. I tested this part. I know this part works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one of the features of this, and honestly I don't know how this works. I don't get too into some of the technical aspects, but there's nothing in it. It's a surface membrane of some sort. It has, I mean, whatever's in it is very flat. So it's mostly in software. So okay, so we're ready.
So it's not pressure sensitive.
It is pressure. It is. I'm not sure if it's pressure. It's just it's a contact.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
Contact. Okay.
Yeah. What do they call it? Membrane, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So you push and it pushes two contacts together.
Have you said what kind of cord it is? What does it look like on the other end? Like what kind of
so it plugs into the joystick port.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Yeah. Don't worry about that. That's just my cable.
Okay.
So, all right, we're gonna run it, and this part loads instantly. So, should I read this? You can't see that at all, right?
Colortone keyboard tuner program.
Yes. So this program teaches your Colortone software how to read the keyboard.
Yeah, I can't see that.
Yeah, I'll read most of it. So it says you should use this software the first time you use the keyboard on a specific Commodore 64. I don't know how that works because, well, I guess it might have to do with the disk, and I haven't looked into that because it isn't write protected. So it may save something to the disk, which would be very odd. But it doesn't work if you don't tune it first. So let's go ahead and do that. Press Y to tune. Okay, need to make sure it's plugged in. To do this, take the Colortone keyboard's plug and insert it into the connector marked controller port 1. Okay, we did that. Return. All right.
Ooh, I can kind of see the
dock?
The black keys on the keyboard.
Yeah.
On the screen. Yeah.
On the screen, okay.
Whoop.
Yeah. I debated just plugging this in a different way, but it should work.
I feel good about it. I think it'll work.
Do you think it'll work?
Yes. I'm not losing any hope.
I have another way to plug this in.
Seconds tick by.
I know, right? So this is currently plugged into the Luma Chroma connection. So it's the fancier way to connect it. It gives you a better image. But
do you have another
that, I do. I have another way to connect it.
While you're getting the cord,
yes.
So I asked about the TV on your desk.
Yes.
Is that? No, don't let me distract you. Is that the one that you thought was going to explode if we plugged it in?
Yes.
Oh, great. Can I include the video? Can I upload that video too?
Sure.
Okay, great.
We'll upload a separate video of me talking about this TV.
That was a good find. That TV was a good find.
This TV was at a recycling center. It was in a pile of junk, and it did not have a power cable.
No, it was cut off at the base.
Someone had cut it off, yeah. And it was in the rain. So, but it looks so cool that I'm like, well, let's go ahead and get it, and then see what happens. And so I got it, let it sit in the house for a while.
Should we give away any more spoilers, or just upload the video?
Spoilers? About what?
About what happened with the TV after that.
Oh, well, it clearly didn't explode.
Yeah, I guess that's all.
Spoiler alert. The TV didn't explode. So there's a switch on the back of this monitor. Somewhere back here. That gives me the front input. There we go.
While you're doing that, no wait. Do you have your Apple there? Is that the Apple?
Yes.
While you're doing that. No, did you already do it?
Do what? This?
You already did your chord thing.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. No, I'm gonna point it. No. Do I look okay for the? No, I guess I look okay. This thing right here.
Oh, you're gonna point that out?
Yeah. Back up a little. This thing is worth more than. What else is worth more than? This is very expensive.
It's not very expensive, but the stands are harder to come by than Apple IIs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're rarer. That stand right there.
I should do another one about my Apple II setup. So let's tune this and make sure the volume's up. So hold the dotted key down, one hand, and the other hand press the return key. Okay, so now we'll do high B. So this goes through all of these, and I think the way this works, without really knowing, is that this doesn't have any differentiation between the keys. It's just electronic coordinates.
You're on high D?
Yes. We're going through the keys here.
High C. No, wait, now you're
now
on high
I'm
C.
on high C, yeah.
Low B. Low A sharp. Low A. Is it interesting or not interesting that the words on the screen are different colors?
Oh, I don't know. Tell me about that. I haven't really been looking.
Well, Colortone keyboard tuner program at the top is in like mostly blue.
Oh yeah,
and then there's red text at the bottom. I just don't know how typical that is for software at the time. Was it usually just black and white? Like, I don't know my computer history.
With the Commodore, I think there's a lot of color. Because it could do color. It had better color than a lot of the other computers at the time. A good example being the Apple II here. I was going to set this up so that the Apple or the Commodore could connect to all these monitors, but the C64 signal is, I don't know if this is technically accurate, but it's a more complicated signal. It's actually a color signal, whereas the Apple signal is really just a black and white signal that tricks the TV into having color data.
Oh.
So it's easier to split without causing problems.
Huh.
So I just split that for background, just for it to be fun. Okay, well, we got to do the function keys.
Oh my gosh, all of them?
Yep. They go quick.
Well, then I'll point out the Apple stand again, just because this is. I just really like this
love
story.
The Apple stand.
We got that Apple stand. Was it a yard sale?
It was a yard sale.
Like
10 years ago.
10 was it 10? I was gonna say 15. It was a long time ago.
It was after we moved to South Carolina.
Okay.
But
10 years
that was
ago.
13 years ago.
I don't know. Why did we get it? Did you get it just because you knew it was an Apple thing?
Yeah, I figured it was computer related, but that was about it.
And like, it was good for pretty much nothing, and we almost got rid of it several times because I like getting rid of stuff. But somehow we kept it, and then he got an Apple to fit on it later.
Yeah, I didn't get I got the Apple II stuff from a school district that I worked for. They had a surplus sale, and I convinced them to put these Apple IIs that they had in a basement pile in the sale. And so I got a pretty good collection, including a bunch of software, and maybe I'll show that off after.
And then it was like, look, it matches our stand.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. Okay, continue.
Okay, so here we have this little color band, which they're calling the touch harp in the middle here, which may be part of the Colortone branding because it is very colorful. And I need to calibrate that. So I touch the right edge, half on, half off of the colored part, and use the other hand to press return on the keyboard. It's very specific. It doesn't want me to use anything but my other hand. Okay, left edge. Okay, please wait for about a minute while I figure some things out.
Well, shoot, I got nothing because my big thing was that stand. That was my story. So what story can you tell for about a minute?
I can tell, I could talk about how this stuff is hooked up. And we told the story of that TV. This one I just got a few weeks ago.
That tiny one?
Yeah, the tiny black and white. And these are all hooked up.
Where did you get it?
Oh, I got that one from the president of a college that I work for. Had pulled it out recently, thinking it could still get some news, and it couldn't. So it was thrown away.
No!
And some of the staff there decided to rescue it.
And they gave it to you?
And they gave it to me.
It's nice.
So, yeah. So I have that, and it's quite fun. And my kids, who are very young, they're 4 and 6 years old, it really enjoyed playing some Frogger and stuff on that black and white TV. They were upset when I moved it out of the dining room.
Oh dear. Really? Poor thing.
Not that upset, but, you know.
You got a lot of cords out of the dining room, though. I did appreciate that.
Yeah, they're all on this desk now.
Which is in our bedroom.
Yeah.
Is it ready?
This is taking a while. What else do you want to ask about?
Oh, what's your favorite way to play organ trail? Because clearly you have some options.
Oh, well, yeah, I've never had that much affinity for organ trail personally, although I know it's a big...
Oh, sacrilege.
Well, no, that's not entirely true. It's just I have so many other things that I'm interested in, and a lot of people who aren't interested in vintage computers or games remember Organ Trail because it's memeable right now. It's very heavy.
So access point.
Yeah. So, So I have been a couple times now. I've live streamed playing Organ Trail, particularly on the green phosphor monitor, and that's been really fun. And so I figured I'd throw this up on all of these just as a nice background image.
Do you usually try to live, or do you try to...
Oh, I mix it up.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to play some Organ Trail while this loads.
I guess so.
The sound is not on right now.
That is that's a relief. And also too bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that sound is so loud.
It really is.
You're just like sitting there ready to play, and then it just blasts your ears. Like, what were they thinking?
I'll post another video of that.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that.
Probably. But yeah, the nice thing about having it on all these screens is you can kind of see what the Apple II color looks like. And here we go.
Why is it playing? You're not playing.
No,
That's the intro.
It starts out with some demos here. So it's got it on the screen, but I have it on here too. Turn it down a little. So I can change the song with the 1 key.
Oh, I can kind of... No, wait. I could kind of see it. There we go.
Now it's going to load from the disc.
What's it loading?
It's loading a different song.
Oh, my. Oh. Let's just... How much RAM? Or whatever? How much hard drive? What? It's not a question. Why is it so slow?
All right. So, I only know this because I've mostly in videos by the 8-bit guy because he has gone over this, but I've read it other places as well. Oh, here's another song.
Okay, well, we'll have to listen to that.
Well, we can let that go. Basically, the routines that it uses to read and write from the floppy drive. There was a bug in the software when they released it.
Wait, of the Commodore?
Yeah, and it was actually when it was the Commodore VIC-20, and they released a floppy disk drive for it that was supposed to be faster, and they left out a component that would have been because there were bugs with it. So they, for money and time, they left that out. And when they came out with the Commodore 64, they decided it needed to be backwards compatible with the drives from the previous system.
Oh no.
On the previous system, it wasn't a big deal because it had very little RAM. But this has a lot more memory. So, it takes a very long time to load things.
Because it's backwards compatible with a broken system?
Basically, yeah. Because it loads very slowly even for the time. Like the Apple II loads very quickly comparatively, and it's older.
Huh.
Yeah. But I do have there's a number of different cartridges that can be found then and now. This is a fairly recent version. It's called the Final Cartridge because it has a bunch of different things in it. TFC3.
What the? What? How come I haven't seen
It's
that
always
before?
in there.
I just don't remember seeing that. I
So
thought I saw
it adds. This is the thing that adds the graphical user interface to it. You've seen that with a little blue.
Well, I know what a
Yeah,
graphical
it adds a
is.
GUI and it has new loading routines, so that it's faster.
New compared to what?
Compared to what's in there. They date from the mid '80s.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But that's not compatible with this software either,
Oh.
which is why we're not using it.
My.
This is very picky software.
Oh.
So now that it's played that song, we can. We got a bunch of different things we can play.
Wait, you're playing right now?
Yeah.
You're
Well,
playing
it'll
part of it.
play, and I can play along with it.
So your notes are appearing on the top for people who can't.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that on the screen.
Yeah.
And then their notes are appearing on the bottom.
And the interesting thing about this is that the white. Can you see the white keys?
Yeah.
So those are in the key. So it'll play in the key that you're singing in. It'll tell you in the song. I can also. Does 10 pause it? Oh, that slows it down. And 8, what does 8 do? I'm not sure what 8 does. Wait, 9 waits. There, now I can play without it. So I can change the scale. And so that changes these to change what. I know some music, but I can still play all of them. Instrument, we can change with 3. Ooh, drums.
Those are funny drums.
So, let me turn this up a little so we can hear it better. I've got the manual for this, which is very interesting. It's actually a copy of it. Is this it? Or is this a manual to something different? Music system. This may be something different, but
We have a lot of manuals.
yeah, we do. I have this anyway, and it yeah, the point of that was that I don't know everything about this, but this is cool. This is this little thing here.
It sounds bad.
Well, it's because it's on drums, but
Okay, let's put on something else.
let's see. Let's find. It's a guitar, apparently. But
I'm sorry. I don't want to be cynical. I know this is a feat of software for the
so these are distinct.
Okay.
Oh, this is distinct too. I don't know what the difference is.
Do it again. They're like, okay. You're right. That sounds exactly the
It's
same.
the same, but I guess it lets you do kind of.
Try that on the white keys. Yeah, same thing.
It's the same
Maybe it's
thing.
just visually fancy.
I think it's visually fancy.
Oh, that counts for something.
It counts for something. One thing to note about this, it's monophonic. The Commodore is not. It can do. It's got 3 voices.
Oh.
So theoretically, but this can't do it.
Oh.
It doesn't take advantage of the SID chip completely.
Oh.
What does 4 do here?
SID chip?
Yeah, that's the sound chip. Sound interface device.
Okay.
I think.
Sounds right.
So let's see what else we can change. 5. Oh, I'm waiting. That's what it's saying. Okay, that. Oh, it recorded what I did.
Your reaction was funny.
I didn't know it would do that.
Oh no.
What's that? What is that? 11? Help? Give me some help. Okay.
Hmm.
14 gray and white numbered keys at the top of your Colortone. That's in color if you can't see that. Keyboard. Here's what 1 through 6 do. Changes the song, changes the scale that the melody instrument plays. 3 changes the way the melody instrument sounds. 4 records the melody as you play. 5 plays back the melody that you have recorded. 6 saves the melody that you have recorded onto disk. Press any color on your Colortone keyboard, any key on your Colortone keyboard to view the next page. 7 loads from disk the last melody you saved. 8 allows you to play notes on the piano keyboard that are not in the current scale. 9 makes everything stop until you press 9 again. 10 slows the song to half speed. 11 tells you what all the numbered keys do. That's where we are right now.
I'm eating pistachios.
Okay. Are they good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I wonder if there's anything saved.
Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like the previous owner saves stuff, and you can get a glimpse into their secret life.
A disk error has occurred. The file you are looking for is not on this disk. Well, that's probably fine. So how do I start over? What's another song?
Nothing's happening.
No, it's loading.
Oh.
You probably can't hear it, but the disk drive's doing its thing.
Yeah, I can't really hear it.
Yeah.
We are low on phone battery.
Okay. Where are we on time?
26 minutes. Yeah.
You were right when you said 5 wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, he said, let's do this for 5 minutes. And I said, it's not going to be enough. He said, no, I'll keep it to 5 minutes. And I said, no.
This is good music.
I'm making a face right now. It's
You don't like it?
It's very rousing. I feel like I should be riding a horse.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called. Well, it has a picture of a cactus.
Okay, so a western.
Yes.
This is a western.
We can slow it.
Ooh, let's record it and put it on our phones, and we can have this wake us up in the morning. Not this.
All right, I think that's good.
Okay.
We'll hold on. I'll say thanks for watching. I don't know if this was boring or not, but
It wasn't. You're interested.
all right. Well, good luck, everybody. Thank you.
I get back my pistachios now.